gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go. Bass in your face. Bass in your face.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Uncommon Sense with Jose Negron. Now, for the benefit of those of you who are not familiar with this channel or watching this channel for the first time, the reason why it is called Uncommon Sense because on this platform, we discuss everyday issues where we try to find logical solutions. But not everyone uses logic. For that reason, it is called Uncommon Sense. I want to let everybody know that I'm currently live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. And the subscriber mode has been enabled for the first 5 minutes, meaning if you're not a subscriber and if you wish to enter a comment in the chat, you have to subscribe and be a subscriber for at least 5 minutes. And I see you already got someone starting in the chat. Good evening, USA. And he has an interesting quote was, because others hate me first. Well, the reality is this. But before we get into the topic, I want to give a huge shout out to all those who have already subscribed to the channel. I also want to give a huge shout out to those who follow me on social media, as well as those who allow me to enter into your devices and watch from the clouds, even the haters. I also have another channel called Latina Diaspora, where I talk about issues pertaining to Latinos. And there's a link to that channel in the description. So what I'm going to ask you to do, if you have not done so already, I'm going to ask you to please subscribe, like, and set the bell notifications to all. So therefore, whenever I do produce content, you have the opportunity to catch it live or catch it on the playback. So, of course, I'm going to be talking about haters. Now, what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to get specific regarding the haters that I have. I'm just going to be talking in general statements, okay? And the reason why, because there's no need to give my ops free press. Now, before we get into the main topic, we're going to have another episode of In My Words. This has been a very crazy week here in general. First of all, we're getting very close to election day, okay? In fact, unless I'm mistaken, early voting is taking place here in New York, okay? And it's also been taking place in several states across the country. Well, it's interesting that it's been a close race since the emergence of Kamala Harris as the Democratic nominee. And of course, some people are wondering how could it be a close race, considering who are the two candidates. First of all, I'm going to say, as much as you might disagree with Kamala Harris and her policies, I think she's ran a very successful campaign. As far as Donald Trump, well, let's just say everyone has a different opinion on that, and I'm just going to leave it as that. So I would encourage you to go out there and vote. Okay, I'm not going to say go vote for who. I'll vote. I'll also suggest that you do your research regarding what are the candidates, what they want to do, and what is the likelihood of achieving their goals, and then you decide accordingly. Now, when I got involved as a YouTube creator 3 years ago, there's a lot of things that I was not aware of, where I have to learn very quickly. Among the things I have to learn is, first of all, be mindful that every creator has haters. Okay, which is why I'm going to be discussing it tonight. Generally, people are going to be hating. Um, it's usually because A, the content, or B, um, the people that you choose to hang with, or you become controversial yourself with some interesting remarks. So, what I have tried to do, and I have done for the most part, when it comes to like beefs with other people, just stay neutral and not get involved. Unfortunately, there have been times that individuals, for whatever the fluff reason, mention my name, and at times I felt the need to respond. Um, the fact of the matter is, and this is something that I have to learn, is that not everyone is going to be happy with my content. Okay, people are going to say that's too bored, that's too long, that's too lame, that's too whatever, or they're going to try to create false narratives about me. Um, those of you who have seen me in these last 3 years basically know how I function. Okay, so if you have people who wish to blindly follow other people's aspirations or assertions about certain people, well, there's really nothing that could be said or done. And I have to admit, I had a certain ignorance regarding certain content creators that be deemed to be controversial. Okay, and some of them, because of their remarks or violation of the YouTube guidelines, their channels have been either demonetized or deleted completely. Um, Now, we can argue back and forth whether or not YouTube is enforcing its guidelines across the board. The fact of the matter is, those guidelines exist. Good evening, Irby. Thank you very much for stopping by. And of course, you are my most faithful mod. You basically come here basically every time I go on, just about. I really appreciate it. Thank you. But in all fairness, I'm not going to be on here long. I'm probably going to be on anywhere from an hour, maybe 90 minutes tops, because unlike other people, I actually have a life and I have many responsibilities and what have you. I will be live tomorrow night. Yeah, I know. I know. Okay. I know. And remember, people and people hate watching as we speak. That's reality. But in any case, going forward, um, I really going to insist that people do not bring their beefs over to this platform. If they want to go on and rip each other to shreds on their respective platforms, that's perfectly fine. Just don't bring it here. I don't need it. I'm too old. And plus, This is YouTube. This is meant to be recreation. Okay. I'm nowhere near the point when I could be monetized. I'm just here to share content which some people consider boring. Well, in that case, oh, before I forget, let me just say that for the record, that the link to join the panel has been pinned. Should anyone wishes to hit the link and join the panel and opine regarding the topic of tonight, they can do so. As always, if I've never seen you before, if I've never heard from you before, I will insist that you come up on the backstage to make sure that no one flashes anything inappropriate, which will cause the people of YouTube to take down this stream. So, with that being said, we're going to get into the main topic. Excuse me, just give me a moment. My computer is acting up. So tonight's topic is, of course, why do you hate? Okay. So what I did, okay, I'm just gonna be, I just prepared some notes, um, and I'm just gonna be at this point expressing my opinion. Of course, the audience is more than welcome to opine regarding the subject, or as is, let's try to keep it respectable, and let's not mention any particular creators, okay? Because look, I'm sure that they hate watching as we speak, and I am not going to give them any more shine, okay? So now the reason why I am discussing this topic is because of the fact that each YouTube creator, sooner or later, is going to have to deal with people that hate. And generally, for the most part, people hate for the following reasons. Okay, thank you, Irby. So, first of all, they're gonna hate you because of your content, okay? Because your content is not what they expect or what they wish. It's either too lame, or it's too boring, or it's too controversial, or it's just simply not there for their liking, or not their cup of tea. Now, I've said this from day one. I know that for some people, I am not their cup of tea. I am not their favorite content. Okay, content. And I've said it again. I'm not taking a gun to anyone to consume my content. If you do not like my content, then do yourself a favor. Um, don't come here. Exactly. This is not an echo chamber. Okay. And another thing, since day one, I had encouraged others to express various points of view, and many times those points of view will be complete opposites of what I believe. I don't have a problem with that. The only thing I expect is that we need to be mutually respectable when we expressing our viewpoints. One of the problems that I've seen is that people are not in a position to argue logically, they argue with emotion. Okay. And the problem is this: when you argue with emotion, you already lost the argument from that point. And there's really nothing you can do. The only thing you can do is just vacate the premises. So they're going to have issues with your content, okay? And there are going to be some topics where it could be deemed controversial. Okay, for example, any discussion regarding politics can be very controversial, particularly in this environment when you have uh, supporters who are very passionate in who they wish to see in the White House, whether it be Trump or whether it be Harris or whether it be anybody else. So you have to be mindful. Also, any topics regarding gender issues that could be controversial, and people sometimes can get upset uh, with the topic. And I remember 2 years ago when I actually did a stream regarding feminism, there was one individual that got so upset with me simply for addressing the topic. Now, instead of addressing it with me directly, what this individual did was use a third party. Okay. And again, I understand that I'm not everyone's cup of tea. Not everyone is going to like my content. Not everyone is going to like my voice. Not everyone is going to like the way I do things over here. Not everyone is going to like whatever. Okay. And that's fine. I don't expect to be loved by everybody. There's gonna be people that's gonna hate me, whatever. There's gonna be people that gonna hate me simply by me saying 1 plus 1 is 2. And my advice has been the same. Now I see here we have a guest. So let me just state for the record that the views of those who appear on the panel are not necessarily those of the host. Any attempt to copy the material without the consent of the host is prohibited. By appearing on the call, you waive your rights to image some of the views that people hold may be considered offensive to some viewers. If you do not like the content, you can block the channel. And now I'm going to bring in my guest. Good evening, Ramon.
Good evening, Jose. What's going on? Thanks for having me.
Well, thank you for hopping on. And let me just state, for those who are not familiar, my friend, the intro Barika, has his YouTube channel when he discusses a lot of interesting topics. So I'm going to ask that you show some love to him and subscribe to his channel.
Yeah, check out my older videos because I know that I'm not being as consistent as I probably should because I'm dealing with life and life can be messy, and I'm dealing with dealing with some personal stuff, drama, and all that has nothing to do with with YouTube, and it's not my thing to bring it online. There are people that will kind of like bring kind of their personal stuff online and to some platform. It's just I'm not comfortable doing that, so I would rather not be on a platform and maybe come on the platform to talk other things to take my mind off of things. So yeah, basically I'm dealing with mess.
Okay.
But thanks for having me, Jose.
Well, this has been a very interesting week here and here at these YouTube streets. So the
Yeah.
topic is, why do you hate?
You're getting hate? You're getting hated on?
Yep.
Well, you're doing something right then. That's how I look at it. Shout out
Yes,
to the
good
chat,
e-
though.
Yes, good evening, DT Juju. Thank you very much for stopping by. And let me just state that DT Juju also has a YouTube channel when she airs an interesting content. So I'm going to ask you to please show some love to her and check out her content and subscribe to her channel. Yeah, I mean, look, let me tell you something. There's two reasons, basic main reasons why I get hate. One, because of my content. It's too boring, it's too lame, it's too controversial, it's too whatever. Number one. And number two, it's because of the people that I choose to hang with.
Yeah. It's that whole thing with certain certain folks that don't have anything don't have anything better to do than to be hating on others. It tells you something about whether they actually have a life or not. Um, So there are folks that are miserable, don't have anything better going on. Yeah.
Yes. I mean, I don't know if you've been watching my content
Hmm.
this week. I mean, it's that part of the reason is I expressed an opinion and which was not received very well by one or two people, and they go and it went back and forth, whatever. And there were streams, and then which of course the streams were taken down about me and whatnot. And it's like, well,
Hmm.
I mean, it is what it is. Some people they prefer to get on long streams and just vent.
You will think that people are gonna be mature enough to be able to work out their differences and maybe do a collaboration. That will be something that healthy-minded people could do when it comes to differences. But there are people that take the ish personal. So you can't reason with somebody who takes things personal and they get all emotional about it and they think that everything is an attack. I'm dealing with a lot with that a lot lately. With certain types that you can't reason with them. You can't be just a little bit direct with them, not treating them with kid gloves. And they take it all personal, and they don't have emotional intelligence. You know the whole thing about emotional intelligence, that certain types of women come at us men. it, it can be a bit of a projection. I mean, you know that you and I have heard a lot about that we get told about having we as men, we need to have emotional intelligence. Well, I think that we can be pretty emotionally intelligent considering the society that we live in. We don't get to be all emotional and people will pat us on the back. We already have to be emotionally intelligent to a degree. Many of us, not all of us. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, look,
What do
I
you mean?
mean,
You were with me. Sorry. No, I mean, I stand firm on the whole thing about the crazies of YouTube, and there are things that can be personal, and you don't wanna share that on YouTube and all of that. But there is also the whole thing about emotional intelligence. I mean, no,
okay,
I mentioned the whole thing, how women come at us. If you will understand that if you were a man, we get hit with the whole thing about emotional intelligence. We get hit with that hard, as if we were emotionally inferior. The whole thing is a bit of a slight, telling us that we're stupid. So you will understand it if you were a man. No
okay,
woman is saying that to you.
okay. First of all, now say what you will, Ramon. But one thing I have to we have to make it perfectly clear that this not apply to all women. Okay,
Mhm.
we have to make that perfectly clear. Okay,
Yeah.
there's some women are like that. Yes, there are some men that's just the same. So let's try to keep this fair and balanced. Okay, we don't want this to become an anti-female female
No, no, no.
stream.
No. If it doesn't apply, let it fly.
Okay, because remember a couple of years ago when I did the stream regarding toxic femininity. Now, didn't I not go out of my way to make it to state that it doesn't apply to all women?
I remember. I remember. Yeah, you got a lot of views on that one too. And you have to look at it. You have to look at it. You have to look at it kind of like a glass full, a glass full kind of situation.
Yeah,
You have to look at the positive of it. It got a lot of traffic.
yeah. But look, the fact of the matter is, look, people are going to be hating because of our content. Okay, particularly when you're talking about certain issues. Okay, when it comes to like issues regarding gender, issue regarding race, issue regarding politics, and things of that nature. Particularly if you're talking about defining gender roles, okay, there's going to be a lot of noise, okay, because depending in which context, people are going to get emotional.
Yeah, yeah.
But,
That's true.
yeah, but the good news, it is now 65 days until the first day of winter.
Don't start. Don't start. It's already getting a little bit chilly over here. So don't start with that. I already don't like it. I already don't
I
like
mean,
it.
this morning when I got to get to work, it was a nice Indian summery morning in the 40s.
Uh, no, that's too cold for me. I already have to wear a thick jacket.
Oh, come on now. You're not
No,
actually afraid of a little.
I know. You're Mr. Freeze. I know. You don't have to go over that, over all of that again. That's your thing. You are Mr. Freeze. You like it cold as hell. Well, not as hell, as North Pole. So nah, no thanks. No thanks. We're already being
Well,
over
well,
that.
on the first day of winter, I'm probably going to do a special stream celebrating the first day of winter.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe you're gonna be doing that in the middle of a blizzard because that's how you like it. Yeah. No,
Wow.
it's a little bit better. It's a little bit better, but it is starting to get a little chilly in the morning for me.
Well,
But that's until the sun comes up. Once the sun comes up, it actually feels pretty good.
well, you know me. I look at things a little differently.
I know we do. I know you do. I know you do.
Okay, so going on, continuing on the topic.
Mhm.
One of the things that we have dealt with, not just here on this platform, but in other platforms, dealing with people who argue with emotion.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one thing. It's one thing to disagree, okay, and just leave it like that. It's another thing when when you disagree and you get very extremely emotional, and next thing you know, you're yelling and screaming, and next thing you know, you're calling people everything but a child of God.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, we have. Not only we have been the recipients of that, but some of our dear friends as well had to deal with that as well.
Yeah.
I mean, and one thing that I always try to remember, that when it comes to dealing with people who argue with emotion, it's best not to
Yeah.
engage with them.
Oh no, because it's not gonna go anywhere.
What do you think?
You can't reason with somebody who's emotional. I've had to learn that the hard way. Nobody in relationships that I've been in the past, nobody I didn't have anybody to advise me that, but I do send that advice out. I mean, you're dealing with somebody who is being emotional, just stop the stop the conversation. Just stop the conversation. Don't engage. It's not gonna go anywhere. It can only escalate. It can only get worse. Just walk away and just tell them, look, um, um, when you can talk, when you're gonna have to settle down. You're gonna have to settle down because there are certain times that you can't tell them, "Oh, calm down," because it only makes things worse. But you're gonna have to tell them, "Hey, look, settle down first. When you're settled down, we can talk about the whatever it is again." but when they are, it's all heated, that is, it's not gonna go anywhere, and
No.
nothing positive is gonna come out of it.
No, and I tell and people who know me, they know me for a fact. When I really upset, don't engage with me because I'm not going to be a very happy camper. Wait until I calm down when I can, I can express what's bothering me in a logical manner.
Yeah. And really quick, something that you say in the chat, you're just rubbing it in. You don't have to leave the house to get to work.
Why?
Yeah, unfortunately, because what I do has to do with manufacturing. I do have to go somewhere. I do have to go to a building. But eventually, I would like to do that. I would
Well,
like to just get out of bed and sit at my desk and do my work from there. I want to get to. I want to be able to
well,
do that.
I'm I'm
Mhm.
fortunate. I'm able to work remotely 2 days out of the week.
Okay, good. That's good.
So that's a blessing because I don't have to deal with the subway, even though we don't see. Okay, we might see a little mousy here and there, and you
Yeah,
know.
the mousing. Okay. Yeah, yeah. You're talking about those rats that are the size of a possum that fight people and they'll steal your pizza. That's
I
what you're
mean, come
talking
on,
about,
they're
right?
more afraid of us than we are of them.
Nah, nah, nah. Those rats in New York are something special. They'll stand their ground. They'll fight you and they'll claw at you and they'll bite you. You're not careful.
Now,
They're
if
a
anything, if you
real
see,
pest. That's a
I
real
mean, if any,
pest.
I mean, if anything, if you say boo, they'll run.
Bull, they're gonna be. Who the hell are you saying bull to? That's them. That's your little mousies. And those are the ones that are not too full on trash because I have seen that one of the bodega rat that is so big that it walked slow and didn't have to even run fast because those rats eat so much trash.
I mean, look, I only seen one rat in Potchester in my 6 years I've been living here.
Hmm. They're wrong with the pizza. You can look it up. You can look it up. You leave a pizza. If you leave a slice of pizza unattended, a rat might steal it. There are videos of it.
You know what? And I'm sure it's all AI.
AI my ass. It's very real. It's very real. Yeah.
Now one mistake that sometimes YouTube creators do, which will cause them to be exposed themselves to hate, is when they take sides on issues.
Yeah. Well, nothing wrong with taking a side on an issue as long as they don't get combative about it. They don't get all defensive about it or combative about it.
Hmm.
Take a side, yes. Keep an open mind though.
Yeah. Well,
Don't use it as a reason to get confrontational with people.
oh come on, I don't believe this.
It's still in the Bronx. Portchester is still part of the Bronx. Uh,
Yes, yeah,
I don't know. I don't know. I have to ask because I don't know. Okay,
yes.
okay. So it's not this super upscale
I
that
mean,
you
yes, it
won't see
is
any
part of the
rats
Bronx.
around.
I mean,
Mhm.
look. I mean, look. Um, Last summer, True Teacher and Extina actually visit Portchester.
Mhm. Okay. But you mean recently?
This was last year.
Okay, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You said something about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we didn't see a rat.
Maybe because it was early, and there were a lot of people around because that's what I saw. I mean, I have been to Manhattan and I didn't see a rat, but I can only imagine it will be when all the people are gone. And is it the wee hours of the morning? Because I have seen those videos. certain streets in New York, and you see all the rats running around like crazy. But it's in the wee hours of the morning.
Okay, I like I said, I admit you go to see like one or two little mousies here and there.
Mhm. So it makes it seem like it's Manhattan. Okay. The resident wants to scare. Yeah. I read what you were saying. Right.
I don't believe it.
Often her first visit to the Bronx. Okay. No, in my short visit, my brief visit, I didn't go to the Bronx. I was in Queens.
Okay. Well, you know what? I think the next time you come to New York, you should visit the Bronx.
I believe I will. I believe I will. Let's see when that can. Let's see when that can happen.
Yeah. So if you don't mind me asking, how things between you and your lady?
We're talking. We're talking. It's kind of like over a long period of time. It's been kind of like off and on, off and on, off and on for a number of years. So we're talking. I mean, we have our problems. We have our issues. But right now, we talked recently. Hmm.
Okay. Well, my lady will be coming over next summer, and she's got planned to visit me for a whole month.
Oh, okay. So she's gonna be visiting. Don't have her visiting when it's cold. Don't do that to her.
Well, hey, if we get married, she's gonna have to get used to this slightly chilly weather of New York.
You're gonna have to have your heater game on point. You don't want her freezing on you.
Okay, first of all, we have not had a cold winter in years. Okay, by
Hmm.
my definition.
Okay.
Okay,
All right. All right.
yeah. But in any case, have you thought that you have to deal with? Have you ever thought you have to deal with haters with your channel?
Um. I- Maybe because I'm not significant enough. My channel is not significant enough to attract haters. It's not being successful enough to attract haters. So I haven't really had to deal with anything like that. I comment here and there, disagreeing with something that I'm saying, but it's just a disagreement, which is fine. I mean, it's the disrespectful, the overly disrespectful comments. Those are the ones that I don't even. uh, I just block those. The disagreements, fine, but getting disrespectful, I just block those.
Yeah, there's been a couple people that I have to ban from the platform because of their conduct.
Yeah,
Uh, One of them, I think you know who I'm referring to. I'm not going to mention his name.
yeah, I have an idea of who it is. I'm not gonna mention names.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I mean, so one thing I decided not to mention any particular names because I don't want to give them shine, and people can get
Oh, don't do
bothered.
that. Don't do that. You're
No,
you're just making them relevant. You don't want to do that.
yeah,
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
yeah. I mean, um, but the fact of the matter is, people are going to be hating no matter what.
Hmm.
Okay, first of all, I'm not saying that Rochester is like in Manhattan. It's a part of the Bronx. It's one of the most beautiful part of the Bronx.
Well, definitely, you have to big it up. I know you have to big it up.
And of
I'm
course,
sure it's very nice. I would like to
yes, and
see it.
of course, we're close to Orchard Beach.
Ah, oh, that's not saying much. that's that's not really saying much.
Come on now. I mean, think about it. I'm a few stops away from a beautiful beach.
Uh-huh. Sure. That's beautiful part. Yeah. They call it Chocha Beach for a reason. For a reason. Like, nah.
Okay, look, I admit it. It might be a little bit on the dirty side sometimes.
Uh-huh. Okay.
But one of the things we had to deal with is individuals that appear to be suffering from some sort of trauma that's been left untreated.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's on them. They need to get help. They need to get some help, some counseling. That's a big thing these days. And everywhere you look, there is some advertisements for some type of therapy service that you can do online and all.
Yeah.
So
Well,
people should check that out. Hmm.
yeah. Well, look, I have said this before. If it was left up to me, anyone that wants to become a content creator will have to undergo a psychological evaluation, and they will not be allowed to air content until they pass. But that's just me.
Mm. Well, it will be referred to. It will be called kind of like it will be against freedom of speech, I guess. So that wouldn't be received too well, I think.
Well, actually, look. Well, actually, the way I look at it, it could be part of the community guidelines because here, okay, yes, you can express your point of view, but there's certain things you cannot say. There's certain things you cannot do here on this platform.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna try. I think I'm gonna do an open topics tomorrow.
Oh,
Just so.
I'm gonna be doing another stream tomorrow.
But you do streams every day, man.
I don't do it every day.
You're doing a stream every day. The day you're not doing a stream, Fighter is doing a stream. If it's not Fighter, then it's Armando. I'm always conflicting. I can't schedule a live stream because I'm always conflicting with somebody. Well, I don't know what I'm gonna do when it comes to
Well,
that.
okay, okay. I'm gonna be live at 9 o'clock your time.
I think, yeah. In that case, I'm gonna try and do a stream earlier. And when I think it's gonna be an open topic, so I'm gonna be sending out the link as soon as I have it set up. And yeah, I could use you guys' input because I'm just trying to not vent about my personal stuff, but kind of like escape. You use the platform to kind of like as an outlet in a different way, talk about other things.
Yeah.
I think
Well,
that I haven't done that in a while, so yeah.
Well, I have to say I've been happy because so far within the last 4 weeks, I've gotten over 15,000 views on my platform on my main channel.
Good. That's how it is. That's how it goes. Consistency pays off. So that's a good thing. Good for you.
Yeah. And I'm getting close to 500 subs.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But look, and another thing that we also have to deal with, unfortunately, at times, thank you, Didi Juju, that we have to deal with people who are racist.
Well, I mean, that's something that around and on certain platforms you hear that a lot, and it's thrown around so much. You know how it goes when you take a term, you take a word, and you throw it around so much, and you call everybody by that. By that, it kind of starts to lose its meaning. I mean, like people might not take it so seriously if you overuse it.
Yeah.
But if you're talking about in a platform like this in YouTube, yeah, like you just said, it's a given. It's a given. That's the society that we're in. That's something
Yeah.
that is, well, I guess it can be called endemic. I guess you could keep it at bay as much as you can, but you can't completely get rid of it because it has been part of
Yeah.
the very root of the society in this country for so long that you can't really completely eradicate it. You can clamp down on it and minimize it as much as you can, but completely eradicate it, that will need a complete societal reset. So
Yeah.
I don't know if it can be
Well,
completely eradicated. It's gonna be
I don't
endemic.
think.
Mhm.
Okay, you know what? You know what it is that when you have been raised as a child
Mhm.
to hate a certain segment of our society
Yeah.
because the color of their skin or the way that they worship or the way that they live or the
Yeah.
way that they interact with others. I mean, it's not easy to overcome it if you've been taught since early in your childhood.
Yeah.
Okay, there are those who are able to unlearn that and others not.
Yeah. Yeah. And the thing is that you can't make assumptions about people. You just have to treat people the same and let them show you who they are. Until they
I
show you, if they don't show it, then you don't assume. There are people that
Yeah,
want to assume like as if they read minds. People, we don't read minds, but you can just watch people's actions.
yeah,
Usually, that should tell you what you need to know.
yeah.
Hmm.
And unfortunately, we do have to deal with some people who have made threats against others.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, because I've been in a couple of situations when I will enter an establishment and people will look at me, and you can get the vibe. You can get the vibe that they don't like you, that you're not really welcome in that place. And I just make my business minimal, and I get out. I get out of there because sometimes you don't need words spoken, but you get the vibe. Yeah.
I mean, look, basically, that's what I do. First of all, I don't know those people because, first of all, you cannot engage because the minute you engage with these people, it's a never ending, a never end.
If
Um,
there is something that I have learned, if there is something that I have learned, is that when people start arguing about race, it's never ending. They're gonna be there for 6 hours straight, talking in
if you,
circles. It's gonna be like a hamster wheel. What does a hamster wheel do? It spins and it spins and it spins, but the wheel doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't. It just doesn't go anywhere. Nothing gets solved from it. So that's how I look at it.
yeah. Good evening, Don Armando. Thank you very much for stopping by.
Armando,
And of course, Don
what's
Armando
up?
has his YouTube channel, so I'm gonna ask that you show some love and check out his content.
Hmm.
I'm
Good
good. How
evening.
you? How you doing, Ramon?
Hey,
Okay,
¿qué es la que hay?
so the topic for tonight is what do you hate?
Um, I guess there's a lot of reasons for people that could hate. Certain people could hate out of jealousy. Certain people could hate off of, I guess, of a personal vendetta. Vendetta meaning of a wrong that's been occurred. And sometimes hate could actually come from trying to stop an opposing force from accomplishing their goals.
Mhm. I mean, look, when I started my YouTube journey 3 years ago, um, I didn't realize that the two most common reasons why people are gonna hate is because of my content or because of those that I choose to associate with. And my approach has been the following. If you do not like what I'm talking about, you're not obligated to listen. If you do not like the fact that I hang with certain people, you're not obligated to come to this platform.
Exactly. I mean, my thing is that ever since I became a content creator, The reason why I've gotten hate or people who are being disingenuous is just because of I'm be, I'm just living my truth. I say what I am, and certain people are trying to go around and gaslight it and try to tell me what I'm not. And then when I actually say that, that's where the hatred comes. And I'm like, you know what? It's funny that people could go and believe their lies or and stuff like that. So, I ain't got time to hang with individuals. Certain people will try to invite me to their platforms, and I'm not with it. You know what I'm saying? And with
Okay.
that, I've gotten hate just because of the people I choose to associate with.
Yeah. I mean, look, I mean, unfortunately, we're dealing with people who are not able to articulate the disagreements in a calm, mature manner. Okay, we have people who argue with emotion. When it comes to dealing with those people, the best thing to do is not to engage with them and to ignore them. Okay, because the minute you start engaging with them, it never stops.
Yeah, yeah, that's how they get
I
their
agree.
attention. It is always a waste of time. That's why I don't want anybody to come at me with some argument about race, because I have seen that several times.
Yeah,
Long ass live streams where people are just arguing. Nothing gets solved, never goes anywhere. So don't come at me with that.
yeah.
I don't want to hear it.
Basically,
And and also there's been a couple of times when people unfortunately decide to bring their beefs over to this platform, and I have to say something about it. Look, and this is the thing: if you have a beef with someone that on the panel or in the chat, and you have a YouTube channel, you can talk what your side, whatever you wish. Don't bring it to my platform,
exactly.
okay?
I
Because
mean,
hey, yeah, if I have to like mute people or mute people because people are not going to respect my rules, so be it.
I agree. Well, I just actually decided to stop by and everything like that. Good night to both of y'all, and thank you for having me on your platform, Jose.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
Take care, my brother. See you
Tato.
next time. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
So now, next year I plan to visit a couple of YouTube creators. One of the things people I plan to visit is Extina.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There is a certain content creator that I want to meet, and I actually live relatively close to her. So we need to make it happen. I want to meet you. I have met Rakim, the 18 letter. I've met him. So that's like the first time I ever traveled somewhere to meet somebody from YouTube. That
Yeah.
was a first for me. But yeah, yeah. I mean, you and I are in Texas, and it's just a few hours distance.
Okay.
So we need
Well,
to make
I
it
would
happen.
suggest. Well, I would suggest that you come to New York in the wintertime.
Not in the winter time. Nope, not gonna happen. Nope, no.
I mean, but it's beautiful, New York in the wintertime.
Yeah, okay. All right. I'm sure it is for you, but not for me. I'll be hating it.
Oh my goodness! Wow. Anyway, but one thing we do need to try to do is when whenever we can, uh,
Hmm? What was
is
that?
I'm
Oh,
sorry, I'm sorry. Whenever we can, try to do collabs with other YouTube creators. Okay,
right.
okay. Um, Actually, I came across a new uh, YouTube creator called Aurora, which I've been watching her content, and she is a young lady. She is mixed, but she does she's new, so I would love to interview her on my channel. So I'm going to try to reach out to her.
Oh, cool, cool. Yeah, 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 yeah. I haven't heard of her before, so yeah, I would like to. I would like to know more about her, and you can reach out and make it happen. Then I'll check it out definitely.
Yeah. Also, one of these days, I need to go to LA and visit. I'll visit our friend Denise.
Ah, yes, yes. Yeah, I've never been to California. I guess I could check it out like for a couple of days, see what it's like. Yeah, but never been there.
Well, I'm gonna be in LA. I'm not LA. I'm gonna be in San Diego next month.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I understand that San Diego is actually quite nice and it stays nice the whole year round, so it's not gonna get cold like you like. So you're not gonna like it too much because it actually has decent weather all year round, as it
I
should.
mean, look, it's not like beautiful New York, you know. Um, but I'm sure I will enjoy my time over in San Diego.
Hmm. All right.
But
I'm sure. I'm sure
yeah,
you're gonna give it a try, and it's gonna be good.
yeah. Now another thing we do have to deal with is we have certain people that create false narratives about us.
Ah, don't mind them. They don't
I
matter.
know. Well, you know what? I just all I do is I just make fun of it. I mean, and just keep it going. Of course, we have to deal with trolls, and some of them can be humorous, others can be nasty.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. That's unfortunate, but yeah,
yeah.
that
I mean,
happens.
yeah. Unfortunately, another thing we have to deal with is doxing. People loading your confidential information on social media and uploading your content without your consent.
Yeah, yeah. That can be problematic. Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, look, when everything is said and done, the only thing you can do is like file a community strike. Um, but that is the reality. That's the reality that we see here in these YouTube streets. So, what time you going to be on tomorrow night?
Well, I don't think it's gonna be. I don't think it's gonna be during the evening like that. Hopefully, some of you guys are gonna be online where I can. Is that it's not gonna be too late because I know it being Friday night, a lot of people are gonna be on anyway. So yeah, I might. Yeah, nobody's gonna notice me because everybody's gonna be on. Everybody's gonna be on the more popular channels, and that's
I
okay.
mean, look, I had to deal with that too. Whether it be Fighter, whether it be April Showers, whether it be Don Armando, whatever. And just think, imagine if Denise was doing streams at the same time as well, or Radical Latino.
Yes. Yeah, yeah. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen Radical in a while. So hopefully he does something. He does something soon, so we can watch what he does.
Well, I
Uh,
guess
seen
you
him in a
know.
while.
Well, I guess he's been busy because look, let's keep it real. I mean, it takes a lot of time to create content. First of all, you have to think of a subject, then you have to do the research, and then you have to prepare the material, all your notes. Um,
Mhm.
so it's time confusing, time consuming. And remember, he also does a podcast, and he's on other platforms as well. So that takes up a lot of time.
Yeah. No, I get it. I get it. I get it. It takes time. It takes time.
Yeah.
I
So
understand. Hmm.
you might want to go on, say 7 o'clock tomorrow night,
Maybe
or
if not earlier. Yeah, yeah. I think I could. I can do that. If not earlier, 6, 7 or so. Yeah, I think I can do something about that. Hmm.
yeah. So um, will you be able to hang out in the backstage for a couple minutes?
Sure thing. Yes, I
Okay.
can. Hmm.
Because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wrap this up because I got a busy day tomorrow. Okay. Of course, when it comes to dealing with haters, just accept the fact that you're gonna have haters and you're gonna have a thick skin. So now we're gonna take closing remarks. So now we're gonna talk with the person who has a passion to make love to a woman that weighs 1,000 pounds, that hasn't bathed in 6 months, that her kitty smells like rotten fish, that wants to go to Times Square to watch the ball drop in shorts, who wants to swim in Orchard Beach, who does not think that New York has a serious rap problem. The introvert Boricua.
I can't with you. Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me on your channel. Yeah, yeah. I was just coming by really quick to show you some support. I know that I haven't been on your channel in a while. I know that I have been missing. So basically, um, to help with the haters, you all need help. You need to solve your own issues before you try to project them onto someone else. The other people that you're looking into, you want to hate, most likely they didn't do anything to you. So if you're having some issues of your own, work on them. Work on yourself. It may make you a better person. Get some help if you have to. Talk to somebody. Get some counseling. I guess eventually I'm gonna have to do that myself because of my own situation, because of my own issues. I guess I'm gonna have to apply that to myself, follow my own advice. But anybody who has this need to hate on somebody that you haven't even met in person, like what's wrong with you? Are you okay? Don't you think that you need to do something about that? Look at yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror and check out, think about what is it that is making you hate another person that haven't done anything to you.
Yeah.
So for real, again, thank you for having me, Jose. And that's it. That's all I got.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. I'm going to put you in the backstage. Thank you very much for stopping by. Now, I'm going to give you my final words, which is like, again, haters is something we're all going to have to deal with. The best thing to do is just ignore them and be the best version of yourself. I mean, because people are going to hate no matter what. Okay. And in a way, in a twisted way, they're doing you a favor because they're giving you free press. So, as always, a huge shout out to those who watch from the clouds. Huge shout out to those in the chat, and a huge shout out to those who appear on the panel. So I'm going to be live tomorrow night at 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time when I'm going to be talking about open discussion, where I talk about multiple things and things that are on my mind. And I'm just going to strive to be the best version of myself. And those who can't deal with me, um, it's not my problem. It's your problem. So with that being said, I'm going to close the same way that I always close. We must do everything possible to avoid the presence of the mentally and intellectually challenged, because if we fail to do so, we would be infected by their stupidity and massive insanity. This has been another episode of Uncommon Sense with Jose Negron, saying good night, take care, and peace.